Hey guys, and welcome to Minikun Tutorials. In today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to add or even update your tax information in Google Adsense, be it for the US, be it for Ireland, be it for Singapore, or any other place. Okay, why am I stating, let's say, Ireland and also Singapore, or even, yeah, these two other countries? I think there might be other countries that you may have to update or submit your tax information for. So basically, uh, this is something pretty new when it comes to, let's say, other countries apart from the US. So over the years, we are used to US tax information, okay, because as we all know, Google belongs to it's a US company, it's an American company, and that is why we always have to submit our tax information in order to, depending on the countries in which we are living, we can, or that is the countries of residence, we can actually submit tax information to help us enjoy better tax rates if our countries of residence have tax treaties with the United States. So this is something that we've known for a while now, but they also recently, or in either case, let me say in my case, it's just recently that I received um an email from AdSense that I needed to also update or submit or add, if you want, whichever way that you want to use, especially that I had to submit or add also my Ireland, Ireland, Republic of Ireland, okay, tax information. So when I searched online, a lot of people were, had different opinions about this. Some were saying, this isn't, this was this wasn't real, or this was an error on the part of AdSense and blah blah blah. But the truth of the matter is that this is not an error, okay? If they are asking you to submit Ireland or Singapore tax information or any other country apart from the US, it is normal. The explanation is that um, I am based in France currently as I'm recording this video. My current country of residence is France, right? So being a resident of France um, means that I can benefit uh, from tax treaties between France and the US. So as you can see on my screen, I've already submitted my tax information for the US since 2021, right? It was in May 2021 when I did the submission. But just recently, as I told you, uh, that's in last month, for instance, on the 10th of October, some tax information for Ireland was requested. Why did they request tax information for Ireland? This is so some people get it confused. Some people are like, even for the US tax information, some people are like, I'm not based in the US. Why would you be asking me for US tax information? That's not really what it means, okay? Tax information, as I explained from the onset, it's usually tax information of your own country of residence that you are going to submit. So it's like we have what we call tax residency certificates. Okay, some countries have, provide those certificates so easily. Other countries, you may have to struggle to get it, or you may have to apply before you can get your tax residency certificate. So basically, your tax residency certificate, I'll show you an example later on in the video. Okay, but your tax residency certificate basically shows that you are living in this particular country that you claim you live in your AdSense account. Because in the AdSense payment information, you might have entered that you're living in this or that particular country. Now, by virtue of the fact that you are living in this particular country, that may open some doors for you when it comes to benefiting from uh, tax. I mean, from low tax rates by virtue of the fact that your country of residence has a tax treaty with the United States. Okay, so this is the reason why you would be required to submit documents that prove that you're actually living in this country so that you may benefit from the low tax rates by virtue of the fact that um, there is a tax treaty between your country of residence and what the United States. So I hope for United States that is very, very clear. Now, when it comes to Ireland, Singapore, or any other country where Google is based, it's simply because when you are living in Europe, okay, for instance, I'm in France. Most people who are living in Europe, I don't know about other European countries, but especially people living in France, most YouTubers living in France, they get their payment through uh, Google Ireland, okay, because Google has branches all over the world. We know that the headquarters is in the US. It's an American company, and Google is what owns YouTube, AdSense, and all of these, right? So we, those who are in Europe, especially in France, or let me talk about me in particular, I am paid by Ireland AdSense, okay, or Google Ireland, not Google US. So of course you have to submit because it's like the US. I don't know how it works to be honest with you, but uh, if you, but it's like the US is gonna tax you and then or have some tax withdrawals and then give you uh, a net amount. Now this net amount is going to also maybe be taxed by Ireland or whichever country uh, that you are paid through. Okay, so in my case, I'm not paid directly by the US, but I'm paid by Google Ireland. So which means I have to also submit tax information to benefit from any tax treaties that France has might have signed with Ireland, so I can benefit with good tax rates, and I wouldn't be overtaxed, or they wouldn't apply the normal tax rate on me. So somebody who is probably based in Asia might be paid through Google Singapore. So that is why they'll be requesting for Singapore tax information from you. That is not to say you should submit tax information as if you were living in Singapore or as if you were living in the US or as if you were living in Ireland, but you should submit sub tax information that prove that you are simply living in France. That is the meaning. But in some cases, in some of the tax documents that you may be issued, some of them, like for instance, tax residency certificate, you can actually see. So sometimes in the case of France, for instance, you have to download a form from the tax um, service website. So when you download a form, then you indicate that I want to apply for uh, conventional, or if you want uh, um, treaty-based tax rates, or I want to enjoy lower tax rates based on the fact that France might have concluded, let's say, or might have signed tax treaties with the US or with Ireland or Singapore, whatever. So in this case, you are going to submit documents of France. So you just indicate, for instance, I will show you later on. But in so that is to say, some of the documents you actually see that there is the US. I mean, you can actually fill in that I am applying for this tax residency certificate, so I can benefit from tax treaties between my country of residence, in my case, France, and Ireland, for instance, or France and the US. So depending on your country, in a case where maybe your country doesn't issue tax residency certificates, All you have to submit is a proof of your tax payment, that I am a resident of this country and I pay tax. That is just it. So it's not necessarily something that has to do with the country in question, whether it's Ireland or US, but it's to show it has more to do with your country of residence. Well, I hope my explanation is well detailed and clear. So let's move on to how you can actually submit or update your tax information. So to do that, simply log into your AdSense account. As usually, go to adsense.google.com, okay, and then you click on connect. I'm sorry, I took my PC is currently in French, so don't be surprised if you see say connected. At least you've learned something in French. Okay, and then you're going to enter your email address. Okay, then you click on next, and then you enter your password, and then you click on next, and then you'll be connected. Now, once you log into your AdSense account, as you can see, you simply go down and then you click on payments. Okay, so usually when they ask you to submit your tax information, there will always be a notice. Okay, so please bear with me that uh, this this particular video that I'm showing you are just screenshots that I took of what I was doing when I was submitting or updating my tax information just to make this video. So if not under normal circumstance, when you are submitting your tax information somewhere on top here, or when they are to ask you to submit your tax information, there's always a red strong notice here that you need to update your tax information or something. So please bear in mind with me for that. But right now the problem is fixed. But in my video making process, I still took that screenshot. So that's why you can see that red notice here. So when you click on payments, then you click on, let's say, payments information here. Bam. Like I was saying, sometimes you just see the notice right here, or sometimes you have to click on payments and payment information. And then you see this notice here of AdSense requesting you to add your tax information. So I'm going to show you, this is one way. In a case where you don't see this notice, but probably you received an email, I'm still going to show you how you can update your tax information. So here, all you have to do is to simply click on add tax information here. Then you click on what? Add tax information again. So if you want us to read, they are saying what to avoid any delays on payout and make sure that the right amount of tax is withheld. Make sure that you provide your tax information as soon as possible, you know. So click on add tax information, click on start form, and then you just fill all these details. First of all, click on this drop down menu and then select your type of business. In my case, it's individual. Okay. And then tax exemptions. Are you eligible for reduced tax withholding rate through tax treaty? In my case, I would say yes, because I know for a fact that France has tax treaty, be it with Ireland or the United States. I'm very confident. If you are not sure, you can just Google and make sure you select yes, if so that you can benefit from these tax treaties. And so like you enjoy low tax rates. And then what is your country of residency? Like I said, I'm based in France, so I'll put France. And then we move on, and you have to um, add a proof of your tax residency. So this is what they are saying. They are saying what? To determine your withholding rate, upload a tax residency certificate. See what I was saying? So within the tax residency certificate, they usually specify that okay, you are living here, you are a resident of this place or you are a citizen and you would like to enjoy tax treaties between your country of residence and the United States or Ireland or Singapore, you know. So just click on upload here and then you browse through your PC and pick the document in question. So when I tried the first time, I kept the wrong document because at that time I didn't even know what tax residency certificate was, you know. So I actually used my residence permit and then it never worked, you know. So you have to also indicate your tax ID, you know. And then you click on submit. And then once you submit, you'll be told that the document is in review. Then you just have to wait. Sometimes just in it within the same day or 2 days or 3 days, you get a reply. So this is the email that I got after I submitted. They're saying your tax residency information has been changed. Blah blah blah. You know, the review might take 3 to 7 days. Now, when you submit a wrong document, your document will be rejected, and then you see another warning notice for you to resubmit. So when I did submitted a wrong document, I got this message that you see, as I can read, there are issues with your payment account. So when you click on this drop down menu, it brings you here and they're saying that some additional documents are required to verify your tax information. So simply click on what update information and then you simply, but sometimes it's very, or there's not even sometimes, you just have to make sure you read to see why exactly did they say you needed to change or what additional documents are they requesting from you. So they're saying, you know, so I just click on update here and they're saying that what uh some additional documents are blah blah blah. Now this may be because of whatever, maybe the document that you uploaded were not in conformity or with the requirements, okay, or did not meet the requirements simply. So you click on update here, and then as I showed you earlier on, you're gonna submit what your documents. So you could also get this yet another message. Some additional blah 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 are required from you in case they review and they reject it. You get the same message again. When you log into Adsense, you click on update, you refill the form, you know, and in that order until uh it's not just only tax residency certificate. Sometimes you can add a different document until Adsense actually satisfied, and then they will accept the document that you've sent, or you know. So once I click on upload again, I'm gonna go for the document, then just submit again. So this is how you can actually um, submit or add your tax information in AdSense. Now we're going to look at how do you actually update your tax information. So what I mean by updating your tax information is that you've already submitted your tax information. AdSense did not reach out to you to say please submit some additional documents, but it's just by your own will. For instance, in my case, when I first applied for a tax residency certificate, I was they gave me they had kept here, for instance, 2022. So that was like tax residency certificate to show that in the previous year I paid all my taxes. But AdSense didn't understand this because when they saw this, they were like, "Why would you bring us the previous document? We want tax residency certificate for this year. So I reapplied, it was rejected. I kept trying until somebody actually replied and issued the tax residency certificate for this year. So I'm very happy for that. So after I got this, I had to update my tax information, though the previous information was already accepted by Adsense. To update my tax information, I simply logged into Adsense again, click on payment information, then I scroll down and come and click on manage settings, and then I scroll down and I found what island tax information. So I just click on the pencil there, click on manage tax information, and then you simply come to show tax details, click on update information, start a new form, start a new form, and then what again? Sorry, what? Yes, start a new form, and now um, I simply have to select my residency, tax residency, in this case France, and then here you have this drop down menu here. So you can actually submit, if it's the document that you are submitting is actually a tax residency certificate, then you select that. If not, you click on the drop down menu and select other. For example, if it's your residence permit or something else, then you click on upload and upload the document, and then you click on what submit again. This is just browsing to get a document. So like I said, I click on upload, and then I imported the document. In case you want to remove the document, simply click on the time sign here and you remove the document, and you can actually re-upload the document always by clicking on upload. You browse through your PC, select the document, and then just what click on submit. Now when you submit, as usual, the document will pass through review, and after it's reviewed and it's accepted, you when you log into AdSense, you get an email notification. When you log into AdSense, you see that the status has changed to accepted.